Hi, Rosa. I'm going to go through and show you a few tips to help you not get your constructor and stuff kind of out of whack, to try and help you keep them in sync. So, excuse me. First, we're going to take a look at your earthquake.java file, so your class. Um, Actually, over here in your query utils, let's go down here to where your stuff is here. So, if you notice on your class here, you've got string location, string URL, and string date. And over here, you have those as strings. But for your constructor, you're passing in the magnitude, the location, and the time. So that doesn't match your constructor here. And so what I'm going to show you how to do here is automatically build your constructor. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of this. Just, it's gone. The magnitude needs to be a double, which it is. The date, actually, we don't even need this date because it comes in as time over here. It comes in as time, and then we change that time. That's milliseconds, and we can change that into a date. So this time is the long, the location is a string, and actually what you can do is you can leave this at location, but in the JSON it's called place. So sometimes it might be easier to name them the same, but that's totally up to you. And then down here we have the URL. So hit enter a few times. Android Studio can automatically make your constructor, your getters, and your setters. So on a Windows machine, I'm on a Windows machine. If I hold in Alt and push Insert, nope, wrong one. Alt and Enter, nope, wrong one. I'll figure it out eventually here. Oh, I deleted the closing brace. That's why it didn't work. So Alt and Insert, and you'll get this menu to generate. And so you can generate all of this stuff here. So if I generate the constructor, I can then tell it which variables I want to put into the constructor. If I highlight all of them, hit OK, now my constructor is automatically made for me. It's set up in the right order. All the variables it comes in, it's done. So you don't have to do it. So it'll match everything there. So then I hit enter again. I do Alt Insert again. I can do my getters. And I can do the same thing. I can select them all and hit OK. And then all my getters are generated for me. I don't have to worry about typing any of that stuff. So it's a lot easier to do it this way, because you won't make a mistake typing stuff in. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. And then over here, what we need to do is we need to modify this stuff to match the constructor. So for magnitude, we need to make that a double. Double magnitude equals get double. So now that'll come in right. String location, it's place, that's correct. Time, it's a long. We make this a long, get long. So we need 4 for our constructor. So we actually need to make a new string for URL properties.getString URL is what it's called up in the JSON, I believe. Let's go up and take a look. Yes, URL. So then over here, okay, so we have magnitude, location, time, and now we need the URL. So now we have the URL. And so now it should work. I haven't tested this, so we're going to do some live testing here. Let's double check your adapter. Okay, yeah, so we need to change some things in your adapter, because over in the constructor, what it did is it takes these variables, the m magnitude, so the member variables, and it puts them in here. And so instead of naming them something different, you can just do this dot m magnitude, which refers to this, equals M magnitude, which refers to this. So we need to change these getters. So get M magnitude, get M location, get M time in milliseconds. And this one here actually is a little tricky because it's your date view is a text view. So we have to convert that, excuse me, into a date. And I think that method was in here somewhere. Yeah, so format date, and we'll just uncomment that. Uncomment time. Date, let's see. Cannot resolve date. Simple date format, date object. Why can you not resolve? So Alt Enter, and it should say import class. So we need to import the class. Let's do this one here. So now I can. So if you hold your mouse over the red and you push Alt Insert, it'll give you some hints as to what you can do. Import a class or make a method out of whatever it can't find or whatever. So we're just going to uncomment all of this. I know you're not going to use some of this stuff, but why are you red? Expected this. Let's see. Oh, it's another problem. You've commented out your. Now what? Let's see. Let's just keep going with it and see if it resolves itself. Oh, this is, let's see here. We're not even going to bother with the separator. Uncomment it though. Need to uncomment this. It has to have an empty constructor. Super needs to be, oh, what was this supposed to be? No, give me a second here. Pull up mine. There. This is supposed. Oh, you have it up there, so you can just delete that. Don't need that. Current earthquake get time in milliseconds. It says cannot resolve method set text long. So we need to convert this to date. And we do that with look online, see how the method worked. Okay, so we need to make it a date. You do that with this. We need to change this, get M time in milliseconds, because over in the class, we had changed it to be time in milliseconds. This, we need to convert to a date object. Or we need to convert it using the method of the format date object like this. So we make a string format a date, format date object. That takes us down to here, which is here, but it's commented out. So you have a lot of this, it's just already commented out. What that'll do is it takes us down to here, format date, and it returns the formatted object. So here, you set this to formatted date. So you're going to go through and you're going to do this with the rest of your stuff, where you're just going to have to change this stuff to match what we put in class with the M, time in milliseconds, M, location, M, magnitude. And then after you've got all of that corrected, you should have a completely working app. This still has some errors in it because you have to take that off, and the one at the bottom will work. So this probably isn't going to run the way it is right now. I'll test it just to see, but it's possible it's going to need some of this other stuff to get in there before it's going to run properly. But let's take a look. Open up the logcat, bring this over, and hopefully we'll be pleasantly surprised and it'll bring stuff up. But oh, yep, there we go. So magnitude is a place, and then all of that, so it works. And so hopefully this was helpful, and it can get you on the right track to fixing up your code and to getting it running. Bye.